Today on Ham Radio Q&A, are changes in store for the technician license? Well, please keep watching for more. Hi, I'm Michael, KB9VBR, your host for Ham Radio Q&A. I'm on a mission to inspire and educate the amateur radio community, so if this is your first time watching, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Well, you may have seen an article recently from the ARRL concerning a technician license enhancement proposal. On February 28th, the League submitted a petition for rulemaking to the FCC to expand HF privileges for technician license holders to include limited phone and data privileges on 80, 40, and 15 meters. This is in addition to the current phone privileges on the 10-meter band. These recommendations stemmed from the ARRL Board of Directors Entry-Level License Committee, which explored various initiatives and options in 2016 and 2017. The petition is currently open for public comment, and you can submit your comments and opinions until April 13th, 2019. I'll provide a link to the FCC comment section in the description below. But for now, I'm going to unpack this petition a bit and give you my opinion on if this is a good idea or not. Basically, the ARRL states that this action will enhance the available license operating privileges in what has become the principal entry-level license class in the amateur service. In the introductory statement of the petition, the ARRL outlines three things that the rulemaking will do. It will attract new amateur radio operators. It will result in increased retention of licensees who hold technician class licenses, and it will provide an improved incentive for entry-level licensees to increase technical self-training and pursue higher license class achievement and development of communication skills. This proposal is, in ARRL's view, critical to developing improved operating capabilities, increasing emergency communications participation, improving technical self-training, and increasing growth overall in the amateur radio service. Well, let's look at these three statements. First off, attract newcomers to amateur radio. Well, since 2011, growth in the amateur radio service has been fairly modest at about 1%. While this is still positive growth, it is thought that this growth trend will not be able to counteract the future losses as older hams continue to age out of the amateur service. Higher levels of attrition are concerning as younger people are more likely to gravitate towards other digital technologies than amateur radio. Conversely, there has also been a significant focus on STEM education and the increasing rise of the do-it-yourself maker movement. Both of these fit well with amateur radio, and the petition argues that the current entry-level license does not include the right mix of privileges to attract newcomers. Nor do those entry-level operating privileges contribute to socialization of those holding higher license class licenses. Second, the petition will result in increased retention of technician license class holders. In the petition, the ARRL noted that substantial increase of new radio operators occurred at the creation of the technician class license without Morse code requirement, which was more than 30 years ago. But in the time since this change, we have also seen a larger segregation of technicians primarily to FM repeaters and VHF communication. This led to a stagnation and disinterest of hams renewing their license, which is evident in the significant drop of licensed amateurs in the late 1990s. The FCC did eliminate Morse code testing as a requirement in 2006 and gave technicians limited operating privileges in the HF bands by allowing them into the novice license allocations, but the League believes that this was not a big enough carrot to entice technicians onto the HF bands. So they argue that since techs don't have much incentive to be on HF, they are less likely to upgrade to a general class and will be instead find interest in other avocational activities. And the third point, it will provide an improved incentive for entry-level licensees to increase technical self-training and pursue higher class achievement and development of communication skills. Well, the League argues that the general goal is to have an entry-level license that offers a way for newcomers to experience multiple facets of amateur radio, encourage them to get on the air, communicate with other level license holders, and engage in a lifetime of learning while using amateur radio. They conclude that since the current technician exam contains far more material than is necessary for an entry-level examination, that the license should be aligned with the testing material, opening up the phone and data privileges for technicians. This will make the entry-level license class more relevant to the needs and interests of technically inclined younger people. So, is this a good thing or not? Well, I think you may see in breaking down the petition like this, how this can be of benefit to amateur radio. Well, I did skim through the public comments a bit, left for the petition, and I saw mixed support. I would say that probably about 60% in favor, but those opposed to it are really strongly opposed. I will admit that when this was first announced, I was kind of on the fence, but after further analysis, I kind of find this petition to be a good thing. And here's why. In my opinion, the technician level exam has had too much content that is geared towards HF operation. We are testing techs on frequency allocations, HF modes, and transceiver controls, and they have no meaningful outlet or utility for them. Yes, 10 meters is available for phone, but look at the long term, and you realize that the solar cycle makes 10 meters more challenging than welcoming for the technician level ham. Giving technicians limited phone and data access to the 15, 40, and 80 meter bands lets them put their knowledge to use right away without having them to take the extra step of upgrading to general. They will be mixing on the air with higher license class operators that can be a role model and mentor to them. It also opens up more features and facets of amateur radio to those that are just starting out, which will have the side benefit of keeping them interested in the service, hopefully for a lifetime. Also, expanding privileges in one class does not devalue your license. Generals and extras have more access and allocations than technicians have. Plus, you now have the enviable role of being a mentor by modeling good operation and amateur practice on the HF bands. Interacting with the tech on the FM repeaters won't get them to HF, but communicating with them on 40 and 80 meters will give them incentive to want to upgrade. And let's face it, HF is the heart and soul of amateur radio, and getting more hams active on HF invests them into amateur radio for the long haul. But the bottom line is, will this petition for rulemaking succeed? Will the FCC grant more HF privileges in the phone and data bands for technician license class holders? Well, I don't have a crystal ball, so I really can't tell you. Well, the ARRL often floats petitions like this, and the Commission treats them more like policy documents than actionable items. So it could be years before the FCC gets around to making a significant change like this. But, it's also been 10 years, over 10 years, since the last license classes were restructured. So really, anything can happen. So what are your opinions on this petition for rulemaking? Is the ARRL going too far? Or is it a welcome change to the amateur radio service? I'd love to hear your comments and thoughts, so please leave them down below. And if you wish to make your thoughts known to the FCC, public comment on this matter is still open until about April 13th, 2019. For more articles and information, be sure to check out my blog at www.jpole-antenna.com. Your support of this channel drives the production of future videos, so if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up and check out some of the other videos that are recommended right alongside here. And if you haven't already done so, press that subscribe button to be notified when future videos are released. Well, that's it for this time. I'm Michael, KB9VBR. Have a great day, and 73.